Here are 6 awesome tips that are going to help you quickly improve both your topspin forehand and your one-handed and two-handed topspin backhands. All right, let's talk about the forehand first. Tip number 1, at contact, your non-hitting hand should be higher than the level of contact, not lower. You can look at a picture of someone striking the ball on their forehand, not a video, just a picture, and you can use one detail to know the level of that player with 98% accuracy. It is the height of their non-hitting hand when they're striking the ball. Lower level players have low non-hitting hands. Higher level players have high non-hitting hands while striking the ball. The reason is very simple. When you are striking the ball, we want to be rotating the shoulders and rotating the hips. But beginners and lower level players tend to drop, I'm speaking from 27 years of coaching experience, low level players tend to drop this non-hitting hand. You can see my hitting hand drop. And when that happens, it impedes hip and shoulder rotation, so the player just swings across and they keep their body to the side. But when you watch high-level players, they'll take the racket back with both hands, and instead of dropping this arm, they clear it out of the way as if they're waving to the opponent as they strike the ball. So if you have video footage, if you're a coach of some of your students or of yourself if you're a player, look at the video footage after you watch this video and scroll to the moment when you're contacting the ball. You should look like you are waving to the opponent at contact. If your hand is down here, then work on having it high and waving to the opponent as you strike the ball. It'll ensure that you're able to rotate your body and hit your best forehands possible. Tip number 2, still for the topspin forehand. I want you to rotate the body while keeping your head still as you strike the ball. Think about Roger Federer, and both on Federer's forehand and backhand he does this. But on the forehand, it's really easy to practice. You're going to rotate the body so that your chin is on your front shoulder and then your chin is on your back shoulder. So we take the racket back with both hands during our unit turn, chin's on the front shoulder. Of course, I'm going to have my non-hitting hand above contact as I wave to you when I'm striking the ball. That ensures that I'm able to rotate my hips. And then when I'm done, my chin is on my back shoulder. So my head's not moving, my body is just rotating under my head. The more still you can keep your head, the higher the quality of your shot. Tip number 3, we're going to the two-handed backhand. So when you hit a two-handed backhand, it's critical that you're able to hit topspin. And one of the biggest issues I see with players is they have the racket straight up and down. So the tip I have for you, before you strike the ball, whether you take the racket down right away or you keep it up and you circle around, it's critical that prior to hitting the ball, at the moment when the butt cap is pointing at the ball, that your racket face is closed. Think about anywhere from 30 to 45 degrees, anywhere in that range. What this allows for is for you to swing up and hit topspin. When your racket face is slightly closed, think diagonally, prior to hitting the ball, it allows you to swing up and to spin the ball. In fact, on the Topspin Pro, that's the reason for it, you can see the ball on its axis and the ball is spinning over itself. That's the whole point of the Topspin Pro, to groove that feeling and that move going from low to high. If you have video footage of your backhand, check it out after this video. If your racket is straight up and down, that's why you hit such a flat backhand. Tilt the strings down, make sure you are getting below the ball, and with a closed racket face, you'll now be encouraged to get below the ball, and then you swing low to high as you strike the ball. You'll finally get the topspin that you're looking for, and all you made sure of is that you closed the racket. One little tip, this is why we want to change the grip on our backhand. If you don't change your grip over to a continental for your two-hander, it makes it more difficult to close the racket face. So the coaches who have been telling you to change your grip on your backhand, there's a reason why. It helps you close the racket face so you can swing low to high. Tip number 4, still on the two-handed backhand, and Djokovic is a master at what I'm about to show you. It's critical that your front shoulder, right, that front arm as you're hitting a two-hander, that you're not bending the elbow or doing what I call the bicep curl as you're striking the ball. We don't want to bicep curl with the front arm on a two-handed backhand, but instead do what Vic Braden taught us, which is to air the armpit. When you're done hitting a two-hander, make sure that both armpits are exposed to your opponent. This makes sure that you're lifting from the shoulder, extending up and out through the contact, rather than bending from the elbow, which shortens the lever, shortens the angle. The racket now pulls across, you hit the frame a lot, and the quality of your shot goes way down. So it's very simple. Close the racket face. That was tip number 3. Tip number 4, when you're done hitting your two-hander, make sure that both armpits are exposed. That makes sure that you lifted from your shoulders, making it easy to hit the sweet spot, swinging up and out through contact. Tip number 5, the one-handed backhand body rotation is more than you think. I just did a backhand stroke analysis for a student, and he sent me a video of his backhand, and I marked it up and I compared them side by side to the pros and sent it back to him. It was awesome. And he made a common mistake that I hear players all the time talk about and do, which is he had the idea that if I'm hitting the ball that way, that you're supposed to turn sideways and then stay sideways. If you've ever heard of stay sideways on the one-handed backhand, that is correct, but I think it's misleading in the way that when you think of stay sideways, it almost has the idea that you were sideways the whole time. And that's actually not true. On the one-handed topspin backhand, you want to turn your body much more than sideways. And then we want to rotate to sideways, then stay sideways. Let me explain. If I'm facing the wall, I'm at 0 degrees. Here, I've turned 90, right? I'm going to turn another 45 degrees, which is a total of 135, 90 plus 45. I'm turning 135. Now I have 45 degrees of rotation back into contact. That's where the power comes in. Like a lot of players, they hit one-handed backhands and they feel like they're just swinging from the arm. If you feel like you have no power on your one-hander, it's because you're most likely just swinging from your arm. So turn your body past sideways, show your back to the opponent, then you'll be able to rotate 45 degrees, now at 90, and now you've got power into the shot. So have the feeling like when you turn on your one-handed backhand that you are showing your back to your opponent. That way you can rotate, get power from the rotation, then the racket takes over and you get a lot more racket speed. And the last tip, this is one of my favorites. The one-handed topspin backhand is more two-handed than you think. A lot of players let go with the non-hitting hand, the throat hand, way too early. The ball comes to them, they turn, they use that top hand to help them change the grip, and then they let go as the racket begins to drop. That's one of the reasons why players open up and can't stay sideways. Here's a little secret. The one-handed backhand, the feeling should be that you're about to hit the ball with the non-hitting hand still on the throat of the racket. And then just before contact, that's when you let go. If you let go just before contact, now you can start the movement back with the non-hitting hand, and that is what helps you stay sideways. So by combining those two tips on the one-hander, your backhand is going to be so much better. Here's the idea. You're going to show your back to your opponent and then rotate back to sideways and then stay sideways. But the way you're going to accomplish that is by showing your back to the opponent with both hands on, you start going toward the ball with both hands on, then let go. That's what allows the arms to go apart as a counterweight. That's what keeps you sideways and allows your backhand quality to go way up. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your old and outdated ball machine, then just make your tennis friends jealous and get the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you use my link. It's in the description. You'll find it in the first comment. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app. In fact, you control it using your smartphone or watch. It holds up to 100 balls and weighs less than 20 pounds. To see how truly amazing this ball machine is, and to get free shipping when you order one, be sure to use my link. So click right there to check out the Proton Ball Machine, and with that link, you're going to get a coupon code for free shipping. You work on these 6 tips on your ground strokes, and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Ritty from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.